In this video, we're going to talk about top 10 cities to visit in France. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Take off your shoes and get ready to see the 10 most beautiful and interesting cities in France. France continues to be the most visited country in the world for a good reason. In reality, there are countless wonderful reasons to savor all that joy. The nation is home to several stunning locations including fairy tale castles, white sand beaches, alpine ski resorts, and of course, rolling vineyards. However, if you want to experience more of French culture, you might choose to travel to one of the country's many charming cities. Here are our top 10 French cities to visit, which have plenty to offer everyone to help you get some travel inspiration. Number 10. Marseille, the bustling ancient port. What better location to start than in the diverse port of Marseille, down on the lovely Mediterranean coast. The city in France is the oldest in the country, having been founded in 600 BC. In actuality, its interesting past has shaped what it is now. If you look closely enough, you might even find traces of the city's past as an ancient Greek port. Marseille has seen a bit of a cultural resurgence recently, despite its dubious reputation. And today, it's unquestionably among the most fascinating French cities to visit. The Old Port, a popular destination for tourists in Marseille, is situated directly in the middle of the city. There are a good number of seafood eateries here that serve recently caught Mediterranean delights. The historic Carte district is close by and a nice spot to kill some time. Along the winding lanes, you may visit several cafes and boutiques while taking in the ambience of Old Marseille. In the meantime, a day trip to the city's southern neighbor, the untamed coastline of the Parc National des Creeks, is highly recommended. Number 9. Bordeaux, France's wine capital. If wine is your preferred libation, a trip to France's wine capital should be at the top of your to-do list. Bordeaux is a classy and sophisticated city, known for its upscale shopping, fine wines, and gourmet food. The greatest way to explore the city's historical landmarks is on foot. The Place Stock Exchange Plaza, home to humorous Water Mirror, the medieval St. Andrew's Cathedral, and the Kale House-sized Old Town Gate are all noteworthy sites. Rue Sainte-Catherine, Bordeaux's main shopping district, is undoubtedly enjoyable for shoppers. However, those wishing to unwind can do so in 10-hectare public garden. Of course, a trip to Bordeaux would be incomplete without a visit to some of the esteemed chateaux and lesser wineries in the region, since they produce some of the best and most costly wines in the world, including white types like Semillon and Sauvignon Blanc, as well as reds like Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. If you enjoy an excellent vintage, there are several selections available, including Chateau Lafayette Rothschild and Chateau Latour. Number 8. Rouen, a Seine River living museum. Few French cities are as rich in history as Rouen. It had a turbulent past as one of the most significant cities in medieval Europe. In actuality, it was the scene of the Joan of Arc's tragic demise. The city is still home to many remnants of this past, making it a living museum on the banks of the Seine. Rouen is still one of the top French cities to visit, despite the fact that it no longer has the same impact on the continent as it once did. Number 7. Biarritz, rugby and rugged coasts. The resort town of the Biarritz is the place to go if you're seeking for a completely different ambience. Biarritz, which in the Basque country gained notoriety since Napoleon and his wife Eugenie, who was born in Spain, preferred to vacation there. French aristocracy quickly arrived, bringing with them Art Deco houses, giving the city a reputation for being somewhat glamorous. Biarritz has undoubtedly regained its footing after years of following deterioration. It creates an unforgettable resort on the gorgeous Atlantic coast by fusing French glitz with Basque toughness. Today, Biarritz offers a nice and laid-back atmosphere that attracts the numerous tourists who swarm there each summer. The Atlantic waves have also turned this area into a surfing hotspot for people from France and other countries, making the beach bars a perfect place to watch them. Back on the solid ground, this region of France appreciates rugby, and Biarritz Olympic, the local team, has a respectable fan base. You shouldn't miss the seafood in Biarritz, which boasts a throbbing food scene, as you might anticipate from a Basque city on the sea. Number 6. Lyon, the gastronomic capital of the world. Lyon holds the title of gastronomic capital of the world in the nation that creates all cuisine. In fact, this charming hillside city has more restaurants per resident than any other in France. In actuality, there are an astonishing 21 Michelin-starred restaurants in the third largest city in the nation. This contains the 2-star Auberey du Pont de Coulanges, run by the renowned god of French cuisine and boss Paul Bocuse. Beyond its culinary gems, the 2,000 years old city is home to an amazing variety of the UNESCO-listed historical monuments to keep tourists busy. The majestic, the ancient theater of the Fourvière, which formerly had 10,000 seats, is where you can see the country's Roman heritage. The Basilica of Notre Dame de Fourvière and the Cathedral of Saint John the Baptist are two more points of interest. The Museum of Fine Arts of Lyon, France's second largest fine art museum after the Louvre in Paris, is likely to appeal to art enthusiasts. The lovely place Jacobins, one of Lyon's most beautiful squares, is situated in the center of the peninsula neighborhood. Number 5. Carcassonne, the fortress at the frontier. The hilltop fort city of the Carcassonne may appear to have been plucked straight out of the fairy tale, yet it formerly played a significant role in strategic wars. Throughout fact, in the conflicts between France and Aragon to the south, this specific rocky perch was prized footing. Today, though, you will find a picture-perfect metropolis that's more likely to be overwhelmed by visitors than by invading enemies from the other side. The impressive walled stronghold that towers over the summit is officially known as the medieval city and is a beguiling labyrinth of the battlements and winding streets. Along with the ubiquitous gift shops, you can find a decent selection of restaurants and hotels in this area. Just make sure to go off-season or plan your trip for late afternoon to escape the congestion. After your attack on the hilltop fortress, you may rest yourself in the surrounding new town's bright and vivacious parks and cafes. Number 4. Nantes, gateway to the Loire Valley. Unquestionably, Nantes is among the best French places to visit. The city was previously one of the nation's most significant ports and prominent industrial center. It's now known as the entrance to the lovely Loire Valley. Today, however, the emphasis is more on education than shipbuilding, and Nantes still appeals due to its vibrant cultural scene and closeness to the scenic Loire Valley. Number 3. Strasbourg, the heart of Europe. Strasbourg is one of the best towns to visit if you want to travel through time and see a fascinating fusion of cultures. One of the most distinctive destinations to visit in France is the 2,000 years old city, which is located in the Alsace area. Due to its closeness to the French-German border, it has been transferred many times over the years. It now features a seductive fusion of German and French culture, making it the symbolic center of Western Europe. Number 2. Nice, sun, sea, niçoise salad. Nice, which stretches along the shores of the French Riviera, ought to be high on your list of the lovely French cities to visit. In spite of this, given that it's only 15 miles from the border, there are some locations where it can feel more like Italy. Nice joined the French Republic in 1860, but it's still mostly a French city today. Visitors have been drawn there for centuries by the city's enticing blend of culture, recreation, and of course, gastronomy. The Promenade des Anglais, the ideal location to take in the warm Mediterranean sun while watching the world go by, is the focal point of Nice art life. But if you go inland, be sure to stop at the Matisse Museum. Henri Matisse lived in the city for 37 years, and here is a tribute to his life and creative output. The local delicacy, Niçoise salad, always steals the show when it comes to the fantastic food on the streets of the Nice. Saint-Tropez and Cannes are both conveniently located outside of the city. Monaco, a nearby stop on the train, is likewise less than 30 minutes away and served as the playground of Europe's wealthy elite. Number 1. Paris, the romantic city of lights. Finally, where better than Paris? The capital of the country truly lives up to its romantic name when it comes to the charming city of lights. Paris is a feast for all the senses with its centuries of rich history, art and culture waiting to be discovered around every corner. Even just checking off the city's famous landmarks is a mission. The beautiful Eiffel Tower is undoubtedly at the top of the many Parisians' must-see lists, but make sure to see the Loire Sacré-Cœur Basilica and Versailles Palace. If you love to shop, you will be in ecstasy when you pursue the Champs-Élysées' seemingly infinite selection of designer boutiques or discover a few hidden gems at one of the city's numerous outdoor markets. But if you're passionate about cuisine, you may choose from 114 eateries in this gastronomic metropolis. Of course, you could just relax and take in a little of the Parisian life along the serene Canal Street Martin, or board a boat and cruise the renowned river Seine. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit the subscribe button before you go.